Hey, this is Man-Made Mead. Today we are looking at two of my older meads. They look like they're different, but they're actually the same. If you remember, if you've seen, these are the pineapple meads. I put one pineapple, I used the exact same ingredients, but then I put pineapples into the primary of one and then pineapples in the secondary of the other. This had pineapples in the secondary, none in the primary, and it came out this color and everything. This was pineapples in the primary, none in the secondary. I put them in for the exact same amount of time, so about 45 days apiece, which was way long for fermenting on fruit, frankly, especially a citrus fruit. But now the test today is to go ahead and see after it's been 3 months since I last racked them, how the flavors have changed, and then I can decide from here what I want to do with them next. So I'm going to get a little taste sample of each one, and then we're going to try them and decide the next step. Okay, so I have a little sample here. This, like I said, was the primary pineapple in the primary, and none in secondary, pineapple in secondary. Here are my two colors. Really, there's not a huge color difference in them. This one, I mean, it's maybe a little bit lighter, but they're pretty close when you isolate them out like this. So I'm curious to see how this changed. Also, I will add, I haven't done anything to them in 3 months. I haven't touched them. They've just been sitting like this. So I'm imagining that the flavors will have changed some, but I'm not totally sure. I want to try the darker or the pineapple on the primary one first. So here's the one with pineapple in the primary. Definitely got the more bite side of the citrus. The pineapples, pineapple is very upfront, like the tartness of it. Not a lot on the back end as far as flavor. It's very dry. I believe that if I isolated these out even more and took a gravity reading, they would be bone dry, 1.000, and they should be, I haven't looked at my notes, but I'm pretty sure they were close to around 14%-ish. So that kind of makes sense that they'd be bone dry. I'm gonna back sweeten them for sure, whether that be honey or granulated sugar or something. There's still a little fermentation that's gonna happen, which means that I might need to stabilize, which I might have to do. Like I said, this is part of our experimenting to decide what's going to happen next. So here's the one with pineapples in the secondary. Less of a bite, definitely smoother, not as dry, which is interesting. So I prefer this one to this. This had a little too much bite. The primary pineapple had too much bite. Yeah, I definitely like this one more. And I think it gets more rounded character of the pineapple. You kind of get the pineapple through and through more so than here. Maybe it's the bite. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's definitely a little, definitely smoother, which is nice. And it's very refreshing. That's the thing. Even with it being dry, I don't feel like I'm trying to overcome any sort of like weird tastes that come with a super dry mead sometimes. Like a dry wine, you can really dig deep and find those flavors, which is great. But with a dry mead, I don't know. I want my meads to be enjoyable just in the first part. Like, I love wine because it can get pretty deep pretty fast, but at the same time, it's nice to just have a drink you can enjoy. I would enjoy a glass of this more than I would this right now. That's not to say that the pineapple in the primary is not as good, but it does mean that there could be some more challenges to making it taste better. My plan now, I think, and I'm going kind of off the fly right now, on the fly, I'm going to try and probably stabilize these and then go ahead and back sweeten them. They've been sitting, these were back in August, so they are 6 months old now, and they could probably sit for another couple months I would say, and be fine, and they might naturally stabilize, but then again, there's also the risk of the yeast still being alive. And I want them to back sweeten naturally, or not naturally, back sweeten correctly and not pick up steam again. So what I'll do is I'll use potassium sorbate and potassium sulfite, the combination of the two, and then I'll put them into here and let it sit for a couple days, make sure that it all gets mixed in great, and then we'll go ahead and put our honey in, or I try to decide, that's another thing I have to still think about, is do I want to use honey, do I want to use the, do I want to use, what's it called, goodness, somebody recommended coconut sugar, something that's like coconut flavored sugar, I don't know. I do want to get your advice though, before I go ahead and do all this, do you think I should take and leave these as they are and let them like just die out naturally and probably have to wait another 6 months to 8 months before I do anything with them? Or should I go ahead and stop the fermentation, make sure that there's nothing, kill all the yeast, and then stabilize, I should say, and then add some sugar? So let me know down in the comments. I would love to know what you think before I go ahead and just do anything. Maybe you guys have a good idea that we could run with. So let me know. Check out the links down below, and of course leave a comment, and I would love to hear what you have to say. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a great day. Cheers.